My name is Alex, and in today's video I want to show you how to make a letter A. But as perhaps you know from the previous videos, before I begin with the crocheting, I just kind of want to tell you what's the process of making the letter A. So I'm just gonna kind of draw it out. And I am gonna start in one end. Again, it's gonna be the base of 8 chains on the bottom. I'm gonna do few rows up, then it's gonna be the extension. Don't forget, all the timestamps will be again down in the description below. So the second timestamp will be the extension of the letter A. Then I'm gonna do few rows up, and then the next one is gonna be just the first part of the top. So I'm gonna stop here, and then that will be actually the first part of the letter A. The second part will be starting with the second top part and then joining the right and the left one together and then just finishing it up. Again, I'm gonna be doing decreases on the left and on the right side, and that is the second part. So another timestamp will be here. Perhaps I will probably do also a timestamp when joining the left and the right side and the end. And then the third part is the second leg of the A. So I think now that you kind of know how it's gonna be done, I'm gonna leave it here and I can begin. I'm still gonna be using my green yarn for it because this is part of the Merry Christmas project that I'm currently working on, but you can use whatever yarn you want. With my 3mm hook and some cotton yarn, the letters have 30 rows and they come out a bit 13 centimeters high. And now I'm gonna begin. So the beginning will be chain 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I'm gonna do chain 1, and then in the second one from the hook I'm gonna do a single crochet. The chain 1 was to go one row higher and to make it nice and even. So at the end of the first row I should have 8 single crochets. That means 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Again, I do wanna go through 2 loops of the yarn here, so I just kind of have to find it and make a single crochet. So that is row 1 done. I need 7 rows like this, so I have to do 6 more. So now I'm on row number 2. Don't forget, in the description below you have a link to my webpage where you will find the tutorial for it, and also in the description below you will have all the important timestamps. So if you don't know how to do an increase or how to decrease or how to join these two parts together or how to do the extension here, you can stay with me or you can move to the specific timestamp that you desire. So that's 1, 2, 3 rows done, another 4 more. I'm just doing single crochets, and it's 8 single crochets in each row. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I'm still on the right way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and I need 2 more rows. So that's now row number 6. And I have a hair again. I didn't put my hair together, so my hair goes flying everywhere. So now I'm on row number 7, and then the next row I'm gonna do a decrease in the beginning and an increase at the end. So that means I'm just gonna do chain 1 to go 1 row up and a decrease in the beginning. So I just crocheted 2 single crochets together, and then an increase at the end. So when I come to the end, I need to do an increase. That means 2 single crochets in 1 stitch, and I still have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 stitches. Now I am on the part where the extension is gonna be made. This extension just means I have to do 14 chains. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 and 14. Again, I'm gonna do chain 1, and in the second one from the hook I'm gonna start with the single crochets. So altogether it's gonna be 22 single crochets. That means 14 on the chains and 8 on the single crochets of the previous round. So I'm on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Now that's the 14th one. And now 8 more. So that means 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, and 22. Now I need 5 rows of 22 single crochets, so I'm just gonna be doing 22 single crochets 5 times. I've already done 1 row, now I'm on the second one and just doing single crochets from the beginning till the end. You can use a row counter, how many rows you've done, but I think you've already heard me before with this just single crochets going up and up and up. It's easy for me to just count them, so if I do forget how many rows I've done or on which row I am. I am just counting them over and over again, and I get the right number. Okay, so that's row number 2 done. Now I'm on row number 3. As you can see, I'm not counting the rows from the ground up, but I am kind of putting every part in each separate segment, so it's much easier to keep track of. I know a lot of you said I should have started with an A, like the alphabet begins, but my theory was a bit different. I wanted to kind of show you the letters that only use single crochets in the beginning, because perhaps with the edges or with the slopes, with the increases and decreases, I kind of wanted to prepare you slowly about it. It's not like if you're gonna swim, you're gonna swim. You have to want to make the whole letter alphabet or just a name tag. But let's start with the easier thing, and then just like with all the rest of things, when you get more comfortable with it, you just extend your knowledge. And yeah, the next step of a letter I or T or something like that are letters like I'm doing at the moment, because you have the curves, you have the angles, and you have the increases and the decreases. But I think you can see that the increase and the decrease is nothing to be afraid of. If you're doing amigurumi or any other thing or doilies, you should be used to doing increases and decreases. I'm gonna count the rows now because I think I'm on row number 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, so I need another row of 22, and then I'm gonna be doing the top part of the A. So I'm just gonna double check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, and 22. So now I'm on this part here where I kind of only have to make 8 single crochets, and this row is 8 single crochets. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Now the next row is gonna be an increase on the inner side and a decrease on the outer side, so our A will be going to the right side more. So an increase, that means I'm gonna do 2 single crochet in one, and the last stitch will be a decrease, so I have to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then the 8th one is a decrease. Now 3 rows of just single crochets, so I need 8 single crochets, 3 rows of it. So that's row number 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Now I'm on row number 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and 8. And now I'm on row number 3. And after that row, I'm gonna do again an increase and a decrease. But as soon as I come to the letter, so that was 1, 2, 3 rows of single crochets. Now I have to do an increase on the inner side, so that means I'm gonna do 2 single crochets in one and a decrease on the other side. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and the 8th one is a decrease. Now again I have to do 3 rows of just 8 single crochets. So that's now row number 1. And I should have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 single crochets. So row number 1, now I'm up to row number 2. And row number 3 of the only single crochets. And I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and 8. I am just gonna double check if I have to do one more row or is it fine. No, that's fine. I'm gonna cut the yarn now and I'm gonna do a chain 1 and pull the yarn through. So this is now the first part of the A done. Now I'm up to the second part. So the second part I have to start in the 8th stitch from the end. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I have to go into the 8th stitch, and again I went from the wrong side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 in this one. In the 8th one I do a slip stitch, I just pull the yarn through, I do a chain 1 and I do a single crochet. Now again I'm gonna put this yarn on top of my work and I'm gonna work the yarn in, because that means I won't have to worry about the loose ends in the end. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and 8. Now on this side the inners are gonna be an increase and the outers are gonna be a decrease. So I'm gonna do a chain 1 and a decrease, because I want the A now to go towards the left side. And the last stitch is actually gonna be an increase. I'm just gonna double check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and the last stitch is an increase. That means I'm gonna put 2 single crochets in one stitch, and in the end I'm gonna have 8 single crochets, 8 stitches. Now I have to do 3 times normal single crochets. So that means 1, 2, 3, 4, don't run away, 5, 6, 7 and 8. Now that's row number 1 done. I have to do 2 more, so now I'm on row number 2. And the last one of this part. I think you can see that I'm kind of splitting the pattern up into chunks because it's much easier for me to count it that way. And well, my suggestion is you try the same. So I've done the 3 single crochets. Now I have to do another decrease on the outer side and an increase on the inner side. And again, I'm gonna have 8 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and an increase means 7, 8. I am doing chain 1 always just to go into another round, and that chain 1 actually does not count for me as a stitch. I also do a single crochet in the first one. So that's number 1 of 3 normal crochets done. So I need 3 rounds of just single crochets, 8 to be exact. So that's row number 2, and now I'm up to row number 3. And now I am at the same height as the other one. So the next row that I'm actually gonna do is I'm gonna join the left and the right side. So I'm just gonna do a chain 1 to level it up. And again, it's gonna be a decrease on the outer side, single crochets till the last stitch. Now I'm gonna do an increase in the last stitch, and now I kind of just hold the second part, and I have to do on the second part I have to do an increase on the inner side and a decrease on the outer side. So I have to do an increase on the inner side and a decrease on the outer side. And now, if you're gonna bear with me for another few seconds, now that I've done the last stitch, you can see the 2 top parts are now joined together. I will use this yarn and put it in, weave it in at the end. Now I need 1 row of just single crochets, so I'm gonna be doing just single crochets on top of the previous round. And now what I have to do is I have to do decreases on the outer sides because I want to go more into a point at the end. So crochet 2 together. I know when I'm doing amigurumi or spheres or something like that, when I'm doing a continuous round, when I'm doing crochet 2 together, I am always picking up just the front loops, but I did find that it doesn't look that good if I'm doing it on these letters. So when I'm doing these letters, I'm just picking up the front loop of the first stitch and then going through both loops of the second stitch. And the next round again will be a normal one meaning just single crochets all the way to the top till the end of the row, to be honest, because I need to repeat a decrease and a normal row 3 times. And at the end, when I'm gonna repeat it 3 times, I will double check if I really done all the rows, because I've made a mistake when doing the letter Y. I kind of forgot 2 rows, and that letter Y is actually 28 rows high and not 30 as it says in the pattern. So I've done a normal one, now again a decrease on the sides and just single crochets in between. And I will be able to count the rows because I have it from the beginning to top on this side here. Now that's the last 2, I have to make a decrease. And now again just single crochets over this row. And this is gonna be my second one of this chunk where I'm doing a decrease and a normal row. And I need 3 of them, so I need to do another row of decreases at the end. So I need a decrease at the end. And the start. The end and the start. Well, at the end, at the edges, that would be at the ends of the work. I have to do a decrease on every second row here. And this one is gonna be a decrease as well. And I think I'm at the last row. I'm gonna do 1 row of single crochets and then I'm gonna count the rows if I really have 30 rows. As I said, I don't want to do the same mistake as I did with the letter Y. And you can ask me now, why did you not count? But it was my mistake. You can see it in the description that you have to repeat one part 4 times. Okay, I'm just gonna count the rows now. So that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 30. That's it. I am done with the second part of the letter A. Now all I have to do is, for the third part, the other leg. And the other leg I actually have to start. I'm gonna start. I can just start at the end. It doesn't matter, to be honest. So again, just doing a slip stitch, a chain 1 and a single crochet. And this one is actually an increase stitch. I have to start with an increase, so it's gonna be 2 single crochets in one stitch. Now I have to do 5 more single crochets, and the last stitch is gonna be a decrease. So I am now 1, 2, 3. I actually have 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and I'm just gonna double check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and the last stitch is actually a decrease, so I'm gonna do the same thing as I did already in one of my patterns. I just need another crochet hook. I need a second. So yeah, I have my much thinner hook because I have to do a decrease now. So that means I have to go through 2 stitches of the previous round, and it's just much easier to use a second hook for it, to be honest. And I'm just putting it on my one. I mean, if you're not doing stitches so tight, I bet you can do it all with 1 crochet hook, but I cannot do it, so I'm having here my second crochet hook just to help me out. And now all I have to do is 7 rows of single crochets and the letter A will be done. Actually, just one side of the letter A will be done because I want to make 2 of them, and I'm gonna join them together and stuff it so it's gonna look more 3D and more puffy. And I am gonna be using a contrasting white yarn to join those 2 letters together because I want to have a feeling as it's snowing over the letter. It is for my Merry Christmas project, and why not do a tutorial on a letter if I already have to do a letter? I will probably do all the letters that are kind of duplicated on one of my Twitch streams, so you are welcome to join in every Tuesday from 6 p.m. Central European Time, every Thursday again 6 p.m. Central European Time, and on Sundays again 6 p.m. Central European Time. So I have now 1, 2, 3, 4. I need 3 more rows like this. So it's just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. So it's just 8 single crochets. And I am pretty lucky with the yarn, as you can see. This is how much yarn I got left over for finishing at least one letter A. I'm just gonna now count the rows. So this row doesn't count because it's the one with the increase and a decrease. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and the last one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. I did a chain 1, snip the yarn off, and pull it through. So the first A is done. Now I have to go and start with the second A. I'm not gonna be using this little amount of yarn anymore, so I'm just gonna put it away on my stash. I'm gonna use a new one, and I think I can just begin with the second one. So again, it's gonna be, the beginning is chain of 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and 8, chain 1 and 8 single crochets. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and the 8th one. Again, I want to go through 2 loops, so hopefully, yeah, well, this time it went much easier through. I need 7 rows like this, so I need 6 more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and oops. And this is 8. 5 more rows like this to go. So altogether I need 7 rows of 8 single crochets. I am on the 5th row now. Now the 6th one. Of course, if you're gonna use a much thicker yarn and a bigger crochet hook, your letters will be a bit bigger. If you're gonna use a thinner yarn and a smaller crochet hook, your letters will be smaller. So I have now my 7 rows of 8 single crochets. I'm just gonna double check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now the next one is gonna be a decrease. So it's gonna be a decrease and an increase in the beginning. I'm just double checking if I did the same thing on the first letter and everything is alright. I did it right. So I need an increase and I have 8 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now I need chain 14. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. I'm gonna do a chain 1, and in the second one I'm gonna do a single crochet. And I need altogether 22 single crochets. That means 14 in the 14 chain and another 8 on the leg of the letter. I've done 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, oops, I don't want to split the yarn, 10, 11, 12, 13, and now the last one, 14, and now just 8 more to go, so that's 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, and 22. I need 5 rows of 22 single crochets, so I've already done 1 and I need 4 more, so 22 single crochets in a row. Now that's row number 2 done. I need 3 more. Now row number 3 of this particular chunk actually is done. I need 2 more rows. So I'm now starting to work on row number 4. I know it's strange because I'm resetting the row counts, but it's easier to do it in chunks or in batches because you know where you are. Even if you would perhaps print out the diagram for this letter, you will still probably make some lines to see where you are or what you have to do, and if there's a repetition of a certain line or 2 lines together, then you just kind of combine them. So I'm here on number 4. Now I am on the 5th row, and after this it's gonna be the decrease of the first top part. Now I am wondering, because that little part of yarn that was left over from the previous letters, I do wonder if it's gonna be enough for this small part of this letter A, and I'm thinking of taking up the chance of perhaps doing it with that scrap part of the yarn. Okay, so now I've done the 5 rows. I have to do this part now. So the next row is just 8 single crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and 8. Now on this side, on the inner side, I have to do an increase, and on the outer side I have to do a decrease. So that means 2 single crochets in one stitch, and in the last 2 stitches I'm just gonna join them and make a decrease. So the last 2 stitches, just make a decrease. Now I have to do 3 rows of just 8 single crochets. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and 8. That's the first row. Another 2 more rows to go. And that's the third row. And after this one I'm gonna have again a bit of increases and a bit of decreases at the ends. Now on this side I have to go to the right, so it's gonna be an increase, and then on the last 2 stitches is gonna be a decrease. So I'm on the last 2 stitches and here's a decrease. And now all I have to do is 3 more rows of 8 single crochets. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and 8. Row number 1 is over. Now I'm on row number 2. And now I'm on row number 3. And that's the first part of the letter A done. Now it doesn't have to be this part to be the part number 2. You can just start with the other leg and then do the third part up. So I'm gonna start with, actually I'm gonna change a bit. I'm so tempted to be using this yarn and to just use the scrap of the bottom here, but I don't think it's gonna be enough. I don't want to take chances. It doesn't matter. So yeah, now I'm just gonna do the second leg now. I have to go into the last stitch, and this one is actually gonna be, let me just double check as soon as I get my slip stitch through. Oh, come on. That's my slip stitch and that's my chain 1. It should be an increase on this side. It is an increase on this side, so I'm gonna do 2 single crochets in one stitch, Again, the tail I'm just gonna work it in, and when I'm gonna come to the 7th stitch, I'm gonna do a decrease. So now I'm on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Now this is gonna be a decrease, and because I cannot do it like, I mean, I could have done it like this, but I want to get through 2 loops here. I'm just gonna use my second crochet hook that I already used with the first letter and just pull it through, and I didn't get all the yarn, so let's do it again. Okay, now it's fine, and I'm just gonna put it over the hook, and now do a decrease. Now all I have to do is 7 rows of 8 single crochets. That's 1, 2, 3, let me move this out of the way, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. That's row number 1 done of this chunk. I'm on row number 2. Now I'm on row number 3. Now I'm on row number 4 with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Again, 8 single crochets in the next round. One, 2, 3, 4, 5. 2 more rows to go. So that's row number 6 of this chunky part. And row number 7. And that's the second leg of the letter A done. I did mix it up a bit on the second one, just for you to see that you don't have to do the parts as I did on the first one. You can just do first the bottom part and then the top. So this much of the letter A, the second letter A, is done. And I think I can still do the top part as well. Again, the top part is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. In the 8th stitch, I have to go in. And yes, this time I did go through the right side of it. A slip stitch, a chain 1, and a single crochet. And then 8 single crochets. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and 8, chain 1. Now this one is gonna be a decrease on the outer side and an increase on the inner side, because I want the letter A to go to the left side on this side. And now I have 3 rows of just 8 single crochets. That means 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and 8. 2 more rows like this. If you want to know why I'm counting in batches or in chunks or in parts, I can show you my little cheat sheet. This is how I write out my pattern. As you can see, how many rows, how many repetitions, and that's why I'm talking in batches or in chunks for you to see. I need to do 1 more row of 8 single crochets, and then I'm gonna be again with the increases and the decreases on the inner or on the outer side. Now on this side is gonna be a decrease, and on the inner side is gonna be an increase. I have 3, 4, 5, 6, and an increase is 7, 8. Now I need 3 rows of just 8 single crochets. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and 8. Now that's row number 1. I'm up to row number 2 now. And row number 3. Okay, now the next row is gonna be the decrease on the outer side, an increase on the inner side, and then joining the top parts of the letter A together. So I have to do an increase on the last stitch, and I'm gonna join it with the other top part, and here I'm gonna do an increase, so that means 2 single crochets in one, and a decrease at the end of the row. And a decrease. Perfect. Now the next row is just single crochets on top of it. Now the next row is just decreases at the ends, and in the middle just single crochets. Now I'm at the last stitch, that means I have to do a decrease. Now the next row is just single crochets on top, and the last 2 rows I have to repeat 3 times, so that's the first repetition almost done. I have to do 2 more times of the decreases at the ends and just single crochets in the next round. Okay, so again, decreases at the end stitches. The last 2 stitches is a decrease. Now I have to do another row of just single crochets, and that is the second repeat done, and I have to do just 1 more, and then the second letter A will be done as well. So again, the end ones are decreases, and the last stitch is a decrease. And now I'm up to the last row, so the last row is just single crochets. And now that I've done the 2 A's, comes the fun part. Well, not so fun for me, to be honest, but now I have to sew in all the loose ends, and then I'm gonna be joining them together. Oh yes, the fun part, getting all those little end pieces in the work, but I think I already told you that you don't have to do it. You can just, when you're joining the 2 letters together, you can watch it and yeah, just put the yarn in while you're working it. But just for the reason of these tutorials, I'm trying to get all the loose ends in the middle of the work, so it's gonna be afterwards much easier for me to join the 2 letters together. So yeah, the one tail that already was worked in is like a reminder where my end is, where my back piece actually is. So I'm just doing with all the other loose ends that I'm just kind of gliding them towards the middle of the work. So when I'm gonna be then crocheting all along the edge, I won't have the edges opened. So this is the first letter now done with getting the loose ends more towards the middle. This is face side, back side, and I'm gonna put it back side facing up, so the face side is gonna be down. Now this is the second A, and you can see I have these two yarns already on this side, so I have to get all the other ones as well on this side. I think I have 1, 2, 3, 4 more to go. I'm just kind of scraping the top loops of the work because I don't want it to be seen on the face side of the letter. That's why I'm just kind of scraping the tops and working it in. I am working on the back side of the letter, so just the end one and the beginning one, and then I'm gonna be starting with joining the two letters together. Just the last one. And when I'm gonna... And I just lost my needle. 1 second. I'm back with my needle in my hand. So yeah, I will then be joining the two letters together with my contrasting yarn, but you don't have to do it in a contrasting way. You can definitely use the same yarn as you're using for your letters. So this one is face down, this one is face up, and I'm just gonna join them together. Now the first part that I have to join is this middle triangle. So I'm gonna use my, I don't think I need this anymore. I'm gonna use my yarn for joining the two letters together. Now there is the same amount of stitches, so I'm just gonna go in. I'm gonna do a slip stitch. I'm gonna do a chain 1 and a single crochet. And hopefully I'll be able to... I know it's gonna be a bit of a nightmare to hold, but just doing single crochets in each either row or stitch of the green one. So I can do one more in here. I want to get the front and the back of both. Now this is like a really... I'm gonna do a slip stitch in the corner and then single crochets up. Would be better if I would pull the yarn in the beginning through, but I'm just gonna work as it is. So I'm just joining the front and the back with single crochet stitches together. Now this is gonna be another very pointy edge, and in that edge I am gonna just do one slip stitch when I'm gonna get to there. So that's one more. I'm gonna tighten up a bit more here, and then a slip stitch in the corner. and I'm gonna do another slip stitch in the second corner because there were the increases on the left and on the right side when I was joining the top parts of the letter. So now I know it's joined properly, and now I just do single crochet stitches down. Now you have to do this part first and then the outer side. There is a bit more messy here, and there is it's a bit awkward to hold, to be honest, but just try keeping it really tight so you get nice edge when joining those two letters together. Now I am again in the corner, so in the corner I'm just gonna do a slip stitch. And now I have I think two more single crochets to do. And then the middle part will be done. Yes, it is. So I'm gonna cut the yarn. I'm gonna get the white yarn out of the way for a bit. And now doing an invisible join. What I'm actually gonna do is, I didn't do a chain one here. I'm gonna join it invisibly, so I'm not gonna go into the first loop, I'm gonna go in the second loop and then go back to where I came from. And you can see that this loop kind of goes on top of the first one, and you cannot see where it is. Now here's a little cheat, so I'm gonna just go in with my yarn. That's the end tail and the starting tail as well. And because it's gonna be on the inside, I can just make a knot and it's all gonna be really secured, and I don't have to worry about any loose ends. So that's my two white yarns here now, and now I'm just gonna make a knot. Actually, I'm gonna make several knots because I wanted to be holding it in place. Okay, so that's the back side, that's the front side, and the inner part of the letter A is done. Now I'm gonna start in the top left corner, and then I'm gonna just go all the way around, stuffing when I'm gonna finish the first part, and so on. Again, I'm gonna start with the slip stitch, a chain one and a single crochet. So that's a slip stitch, chain one and a single crochet in the same stitch. Now I'm gonna do another single crochet, and because I'm doing in my project, I'm doing like little hoops on the edges of the letters because I want the yarn to go through the letter much nicely. I think I can show you with a different letter. So you see I do a chain two just before the edge. So that means I'm gonna be doing a chain two now, and going into, actually that's not gonna be the last stitch. I'm gonna undo the chain 2. I'm gonna make one more stitch, and now I'm gonna do a chain 2, and this is gonna be my last one of this round. Now I want to turn this stitch, this corner. I just did a chain 1 and a single crochet in the same space. Now I'm just gonna do single crochets all the way around. Some rows are gonna be easy to do, some are not gonna be so easy to do, because the ones that kind of have either an increase or a decrease, it's a bit tougher to see where actually the row hole is, but it can be done. So just being patient and finding the right place to put your stitch in. I'm just double checking on the other side if I did put stitch into a stitch. Through both letters, just single crocheting. Back side, front side. Again, if you're using the same color of the yarn, you don't see the edge of it so much, but I do want it for my current project that I'm doing. So it's just, it looks like a bit of snow on a letter. If you are using a bit thinner crochet hook, it is much easier to go into the stitches and do the edge. Now one more, and now I'm turning the edge. That means chain 1 and another single crochet in the same stitch. Now I'm making that loop of mine. I'm just stuffing all the loose ends in because I don't need them. And I don't want them to be in my way when I do my work. That's almost my last one, so I'm gonna do a chain 2 and the last one through both of the letters, of course. Now I want to turn the corner. I do a chain 1 and a single crochet in the same one. I think you can slowly see the letter A taking its shape. I mean, it already had its shape when it was just a single layer, but I think when you put 2 layers together and join them, it looks so much nicer. Okay, so this is my normal stitch, and this is gonna be my corner one. So in the corner one, I'm just gonna do a slip stitch. And now single crochets again. One more. And now this is gonna be my, no, it's not gonna be, it's gonna be my normal one. And now it's gonna be a corner one with the slip stitch. And now single crochets again. One more. And this is my corner stitch again, turning the corner, chain one, and another single crochet in the same stitch. Now I'm gonna do a chain two to make the hole, and crocheting till the end, where I'm gonna do another chain two for the loop that I want. So this is gonna be the chain two, and in the last stitch, because I want to turn the corner, I'm gonna do a chain one and a single crochet in the same one. And now I just work it all around again. I'm gonna stuff a bit of stuffing in, because I think it's perfect to put it in these corners. I just need to find it. I've been doing some other projects where I needed the stuffing, so it was near but not on the desk at the moment. So I'm just stuffing the A. So this is this part. Now I'm gonna be stuffing it from top down. Okay, this part is kind of stuffed. I just want to stuff a bit more the middle part. Okay. Now I'm gonna close this side of the A as well. And while doing that, I'm just gonna stuff it at the top. So just single crocheting in each row. Oh, I kind of got the white yarn from the middle part in my stitch. I'm gonna undo this one. It has nothing to do in the edge, at least not in this edge. Now I'm gonna stuff the A a bit more. I'm gonna come up to the corner and keep stuffing it while doing it, while joining the two A's together. I'm gonna undo this one. It didn't look right, to be honest. So if you have like a stitch that you're not that you don't think it's good enough, just undo one and then redo it. It's not the end of the world if you have to undo a row or two. And I think it looks the same, so I'm not gonna change it anymore. Now I'm almost at the corner piece. Now I'm at the corner piece. I'm gonna do a chain one and turn the corner. Now I'm gonna fully stuff the letter A through this little opening that I have up here on the top. And all I have to do is complete it up here. This is my corner stitch because I want that loop. You don't have to do this. You can definitely just skip it. I'm gonna do a chain two and do now the single crochets. I did a few letters also without the chain two, and I did string the letters, so even though there weren't any loops, the string was going through it really nicely. So, but because I started it from the beginning, I have to finish it with all the letters for this project. So I'm gonna cut the yarn, pull the yarn through. Again, I'm gonna make the invisible join. So I'm not going in the first top loop, but I'm gonna go in the second one. So I'm gonna cover that one and go back in from where I came from. Now I'm gonna go into my work and do the same with the starting yarn. Into the same hole. Now I'm gonna make a really tight knot, to be honest, because when I'm gonna be stretching the letter A, the knot will actually not be seen because it's gonna sink into the work. Plus I am doing this on the back side as well. So you see, you cannot see the knot anymore. So I'm just gonna use a crochet hook and get the two loose ends a bit more in. Now I can cut the yarn, and this is the crochet letter A done. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you have any questions, you can definitely leave a comment below. If you have any requests, what letter to do next, if your not watching it at the moment when I'm still doing all the letters. Otherwise, just browse through the, what is it called? Through the channel or through the playlist. Yeah, through the playlist where I have all the letters separately inside. Don't forget, in the description below you can find a link to my Instagram. You can find a link to my webpage where all the diagrams for the letters are. And I'm gonna say until the next time, happy crafting!